Red Bull on the car. Oh my god! What an amazing race this is! Kara, your 2022 World Drivers Champion! Welcome to the first race of the season. Blade Russell taking pole position from livery alongside him. After that we have Sebastiano Campo, Marcus Adlin, UK Ball, and from there we have Versio, Dominic Di Benedetto, Ultra Bro, Matthew Hart, Ravo, Rack Publi, and Arvid Silva to round the top half of the grid because we have 24 drivers now. After that we have David Cerqueira, Chaos Andelit, Rafael Ferrari, Taka Van Horn, Iago, Hux Vanucci, Daniel Baltasarov, Spiker CB, Chris Cornwell, Phoebe Headley, Lam Fong, and Carlson Wado. So here we go, start of a brand new season, brand new regulations as we got a brand new car design, 5 red lights to the Australian Grand Prix. And we go underway, off the start into good Lord Trump, later Dragsonic, as you have to have a look at the first corner to lead the race, but he's not going to lead it, in fact, livery on the inside, taking the lead in the Opel DP World Car. Dave Cerqueira, reigning world champion, has got a time penalty. He is down in 11th place, and he may end up losing some more places. But yeah, what a start for livery. Oh my god, we've already got a massive crash to start off the season. It started off a bang, and it's Lamfong and Thierry Edley both out of this race. With a huge incident. Hope both drivers are okay, but that is not at all ideal. Yeah, that's not an ideal way to start your brand new season. Yeah, quick FYI, we got some new tyre compounds. We got Ultra Softs. That's what the red on the left hand side represents. The yellow represents soft, and the white, which isn't there at the moment, does represent a medium. And the colours on the tyres are not accurate. Oh, out the way! Oh, geez. Okay, that's Chris Cornwell out. Carlson Wado going straight into him. That's 2 virtual safety cars on the first lap. We weren't even underway for 5 seconds, and we'd already had an incident. Well, if the scene's going to be like this, then who knows what's going to lie ahead. As we aren't even on the second lap yet, which is crazy. Virtual safety car going to come to an end finally. Livery's going to be the one to lead us away on the ultra soft tyres. There we go, he's now leading. And also active aero, that's a part of these cars that you can see. Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter the gap to anyone, you can use it whenever you like. And as you see, number 6 Sobel DP World is using it down the straight. He's got a 2-second lead to Blade of Dragsonic on the soft tyres, so the super soft tyres. Yeah, I had ultra soft, super soft, soft before, not ultra soft, soft, medium. My bad, I thought super softs, which are the red ball tyres, which you can see on the hyperdrive right here. Track limits for livery, he's picked up his first warning. He's gonna have to be careful about others, but also picking up warnings. Armatilla onto his first warning. Ultra and Ravo running in a solid 7th and 8th for Ferrari, considering they had no one to share their upgrades with. They've had to pour all their money into upgrading. And the fact that they're still in the top 10, both of them, is very impressive, I say, so yeah, props to them for that. But Carlson Wado, his race is ruined pretty much. His car is getting destroyed. His tyres will start to wear out soon, obviously, because super softs, not the best durability. Livery's tyres are already wearing out. That's going to give the advantage to Blade Dragsonic, who's set to fast lap this race by almost a second. Almost a second faster than livery, which is crazy. He's going to try and close it on the Opel. There's not enough speed for a move here. Yeah, overtakes require a lot more skill now due to active aero being on all cars at all times, as long as you're in the active aero zones. Eduardo is the first one to make a pit stop as he serves his penalty, and he's going to move on to a fresh set of tyres. So with the super soft onto him, he's going to be leaving the pit lane in a moment, but away from that, we've got a battle for the lead that could commence here. Liveries and Blade Dragsonic tyres both wearing out. Obviously, livery has the worst wear because he's on the ultra softs. Super softs are going to wear less. The most durable tyre on this grid right now for the Australian Grand Prix and some others will be the soft, which is a yellow tyre, and livery does come into pits. So here we go. Second pit stop of the season. Blake Cycle will now lead this race once more. Eduardo just picking up his first warning of the race. He's already had a penalty, so that's already not good. Livery's going to switch on to a fresh set of tyres. He needs to hope to not be held up. And there we go. Nice clean stop. Moving on to the ultras. Iago in the Toro Rosso moving on to soft. And there we go. You can finally see it on the driver. Ultra also moving on to the soft tyres as well. As for Chaos and Delect, in that split Audi livery, it's an interesting livery, I'd say. I like it personally, but I don't know about you who are watching it. Don't know if the drivers like it. I like it though. As now Cabo closing in on Bajaj, like the two title rivals of 2020 are now back 1-2 in a race. And you gotta admit though, this Red Bull livery looks stunning. The Infinity Red Bull livery. I feel like it's always good when you have Infinity on a Red Bull car. And these two staying out. Marcus Adelaide moving into pits as well as Verstio in UK Ball. DeVerdetto staying out, which is a big surprise, but that's because of Adelaide, who is in the pits. So DeVerdetto's going to have to do this lap on very worn tyres. Are his tyres good enough though? 22% they should make it. However, there's always a puncture risk that is on his tyres because of how worn they are. They're not going to last another lap after this one. Ahmed Silla comes into the pit lane. He's moving on to soft, but he has been held up massively. Like, oh my god, this is a massive hold up, and this is a lot of time lost for Opel. Honestly, it would have been worth staying out another lap. Before the chaos in the pit lane, Crumbly's going to leave the pit lane. For APX GP, brand new team on this grid, not affiliated with the name of the series, APX Formula 1 as it is now. Just letting you know that one. But just like it's extending his lead to Ocampo, who's not had a chance to make a move on his arrival. But just like just maintained his lead thanks to Activero being on everyone. Which I guess is a very big help for leaders of races as he's into the pit lane as well as Ocampo. What tyre will Ocampo have? We'll have to find out. Same thing for Sonic. He's going to switch on to a fresh set of the softs. Ocampo also on the softs, and Davis O'Carroll now leading the way on softs. Sorry, they're not softs. The super softs. The colour on the side is confusing me, but yeah, those are super softs. They're very worn out. And also, he's got a 5-second penalty. 24% on his tyres. They should make it to the end of the lap. Livery lead in the net race lead. 6 seconds off of Davis O'Carroll, who's leading. Legend Sonic is now around 6 seconds off of Livery. Adelaide's made the jump up into a net race second. Livery's just got a 5-second time penalty for track limits, which is very bad. Of course, the grid is close. Luckily for him, he's managed to build up a good gap. So he is around 5 seconds off of Adelaide. Or should I say Adelaide's around 5 seconds off of Livery. However, the tyres are already wearing out. And this is why strategy is more important than ever. These are some of the most aggressively wearing tyres we have had in this series. And this is making strategy so important. You need the perfect lap and tyre combination. And after only 3 completed laps, Livery is pulling into the pit lane. And he's going to be moving onto a fresh set of tyres. David Sergio's came in the pits. Yes, Sergio realistically has the jump on Livery now. Maybe if it was for the penalty, Livery would have had to jump, but that penalty has ruined it for him, and now through goes Davy Sekiera ahead of Livery. And that could be a chance of a win gone for Livery unless he's made a good strategy call. I don't know about that, but Hooks Manucci now into 16th place. Silla could be sending it on the inside of Davy Sekiera, I'd imagine. He should do that really to help the team. He's trying his hardest, but he can't move through. Davy Sekiera on super soft tyres is going to fly through. He's in 15th place right now, and he is not seeing them people anymore. Sekiera is off into the distance. There's nothing Silla can really do about it. Unless he can have effective slipstream. Adelaide currently in the way. Fast sector 2 for Taco Van Horn. However, Adelaide is losing his lead because he's coming into the pit lane. Blade Cycle will take the lead of this race as we head on to lap 8. And we are now officially halfway through the Australian Grand Prix. Into the pits, Adelaide comes for Super Softs, which is a very popular tyre choice to go on to. So many people though have chose softs. That seems to be the most popular tyre choice. Chaos Adelaide in 5th position. That's really good considering where it was earlier. Ravo though on the inside, trying to move through into 5th. He's going to try his best. Adelaide and Ravo side by side. Ravo's the one who moves through into 6th position, so 5th position. As the Audi is overtaken by Ravo on the fresher tyres. UK Ball's Ultra Softs are wearing out a lot. You can see there from the visual graining. Yeah, them tyres are cooked, but he's still going to try his best to move through into 6th ahead of Anderlecht. Now he's going to have to go for a move on Ravo. Round the outside, somehow no contact was made there. UK Ball is safe. He moves up into 5th with an incredible move on Anderlecht and Ravo. But just like Ocampo, once again, not separate very much, but Ocampo is slower than Blade Like. You can see that clearly from the lap times they're putting in. Blade Like is quicker than Ocampo. Of course, things can change into the pits. Comes the cable as expected. This is his second stop today as well as Rafael Ferrari. Now, let's just see what tyres get put on. I think soft, but it's not. It's ultra soft for UK Ball. Ultra soft for Ferrari. Interesting tyre choices from Ford and Hyperdrive to put their drivers onto such a risky tyre. I don't know what the reason was behind that, but I'm sure they could have went the end of the race on softs easily. I guess they're just worried about pace. Must have been, because even after 4 complete laps, they still had some decent pace on their super softs. I guess they just want to extract the maximum pace out of the car, so they're putting on some ultra soft tyres in hope to gain some stuff. Box are in 10th position. Of course, point system staying the same with the top 15. I think last season it was really good. Having this point system that we did, because it actually did make the top 5 closer in the end. Without the top 15 point system, the gap into the last round between Secretary and Ultra would have been only 8 points. With the new point system, it was actually 3 points, so it does confirm my theory of more people getting points gives closer championships. And I'm glad to say it did work in the end. Anderlecht now trying to get ahead of Matthew Hart. He's going to have to send it now into turn 3 on the inside line. Anderlecht tried his hardest, but he can't get ahead on Matthew Hart. The APX GP will stay in 5th position. Anderlecht will have to suffer for 6th. Suffer, that's not the right word. Alright, my bad. We're on lap 10 though. We're entering the final 4 laps this race soon. Ocampo has drifted further and further away. A second behind a few laps ago, now 2 seconds behind. Both their tyres are wearing out. Ultra is going warning as UK Ball picks up a penalty. That is not good for him in this race as he is very far down the grid. And no Blade Like or Ocampo have came into the pits. They're staying out. I don't know how long they'll stay out for. They might try to go at the end. However, their tyres will be very worn out. 52% already. Who knows what it'll be like later. As into the pits comes Ravo's second stop of the day. Moving on to Super Softs. He gets slightly held up by Versteel by the looks of it. And he's going to move on to Super Softs as well. As he gets held up now by multiple drivers. Disaster for him. This is similar to what happened to Ahmed Silla earlier on in the race. Silla, speaking of, in 8th position, Adelaide behind, livery right there. Not much separating the two locals. It's only Max Adelaide separating them. Adelaide, though, will be wanting to go for a move, trying to find some room, making a little bit... Was that a bit of contact possibly there? No. There's no damage on either of the cars. Adelaide switching over towards the inside line. Remember, he won this race last season. He won the first 3 races in a row, actually. And here we go. Adelaide trying to move through on the edge of the track limit, somehow still staying legal there, but just like into the pit lane. I've just noticed that. As this battle will continue on, Adelaide and Silla are alongside each other. And yeah, that's another benefit of these new cars. They are smaller. They're smaller cars. And now Adelaide pulling into the pits. All they're fighting just a pit. Bit of an interesting choice there. Matthew Hart's tyres are very worn out. Same thing for Ocampo. Blake Jasonic leaving the pits on ultra soft tyres in 5th position. He is in a great place right now, assuming these top 4 all come into the pits. But if they don't, this could be a big strategy blunder. So yeah, Red Bull, Apex GP, Mercedes, Toro Rosso will all be thinking of what to do to try and keep their positions, which they already have. Blake Jasonic got 2 warnings for track limits. He needs to be very, very careful. He's getting towards puncture risk now. Chaos Andalus has got to make up some places. He's in 13th place. He's ahead of Team Kiera. He needs to try and get ahead of him. Water was out the race. There goes Marcus Adelaide, actually. Adelaide is out. I don't know where his car is, but obviously Ocampo stays out. Matthew Hart should be staying out. I think all these guys will be staying out, actually. And for Blake Jasonic, this is just a massive strategy blunder. He's pit. Ocampo and the others have all stayed out. Virtual safety car comes to an end. He's going to be starting the penultimate lap of this race down in P5. He's got to make a big recovery here. He has Taco Van Horn right ahead of him, as well as Boxar, so a podium should be on the cards for him. Even with a penalty, it might still be possible. Because yeah, a penalty could still happen. He's only got 1 warning left, and after that it's going to be instant penalty. As the hyperdrive will aim to overtake the Toro Rosso, he's got to do that ASAP. Van Horn should really try to defend, because, you know, Ocampo leading the race, he could get a puncture, that could just ruin his race. We have Blake Jasonic up in a 4th position. He's now going to close in on Daniel Bogdasarov with Activero, not yet, but on the next straight he will have Activero. Ocampo is going to lead on to the last lap of this race, 28%. His tyres just aren't looking good right now. 1 puncture would ruin the whole thing for him. But Jasonic still can't get ahead of Bogdasarov, who's pulling up a great defense in Mercedes. I don't think this defense will last long though. The hyperdrive finding some room on the outside, trying to move ahead. He's going to send on the inside into the last corner. Blake Jasonic should be in the P3, but no, Bogdasarov has got more speed. BDS tyres already wearing out after 2 laps. That's all it's took. Ocampo continuing to lead. 2 warnings out of track limit. That's not really going to matter. Blake Jasonic inches closer and closer, but he can't get ahead of Bogdasarov. 2 warnings for Deverde over track limits. For Blake Jasonic, he's just getting desperate now. He's got to go for a move, and he's going to already go for one. And it's going to be on the inside. There we go. He's kept from track limits. It's a legal move as well. Ocampo now in the final sector. Honestly, he could have hit. He could have made the same mistake Blake Jasonic did, but he didn't. He kept to his own strategy. Even a puncture now, it would still be enough to win. As round the final corner, Red Bull will be victorious. Ocampo will win the season opener in Australia. He wins the Australian Grand Prix. Virtual safety car out of the race because you came all making contact with Adelaide. Oh! Massive crash at the very end there. Blake Jasonic will just get 3rd. But on Apex GP's debut race, Matthew Hart will come home for a podium. It's P2 for Apex GP and Matthew Hart. Blake Jasonic will get that podium. Of course, made that move, and it was very much worth it in the end. More drivers out this race though. Look at that. Versteel and Eduardo, I just saw that. I don't know what's happened to them, guys. It's been absolute chaos there at the very end. Van Horn's going to come for 5th. 10 laps on his tyres, absolutely mental. Olivia's going to come over for Iago and Ravo. After that, Deverde is going to be P10. And he should hold on to that. I don't think probably he's 5 seconds behind. And he comes across the line. Yep, Deverde will stay in P10. And the rest of the drivers come across the line. Ferrari going to be the last of the finishes in P15. But geez, though. Is that 4 or 5 retirements in the last lap? And the winner of the first round of the season, Matthew Hart, finishing 2nd place from Blade and Dragon Sonic. His gamble did not pay off. Honestly, didn't expect it to pay off, to be honest. Massive mistake from hyperdrive, but I guess you just have to learn. Ocampo victorious for the first time since 2020, I think. If it is, then yeah, massive well done to him for that one. Rebel victorious, and they're going to be so happy about that one. With that, let's listen to the Filipino national anthem. So, Campbell, winner of the race, Matthew Hart in P2, Blair Giles in P3, that is your podium. Del Bogsara finishing 4th for Van Horn, who has a really good race for Toro Rosso. After that, we have Ultra Livery, Iago, Ravo, Granado, Crumpley, Fanucci, Silla, CB, and Ferrari. On the last lap, though, we saw the retirements of Chaos Anuet, Davy Sakiera, UK Ball, Mustio, and Eduardo. Only a couple laps earlier, it was Mark Sadley who was out. Then we had Chris Colwell, Phoebe Headley, and Lam Fong earlier in the race. But all three of them on that one. 3 separate incidents, so many retirements. I think that's 9 retirements or something. Whereas of that, we're done in the Australian Grand Prix and the opening round of the season. I can't wait to see you next time in what I think is Saudi Arabia when Apex F1 returns.